Hey, how you doing? It's Trader Joe's. I'm coming at you today with a little bit of an overview and a review and a test of this Shieldon little pocket multi-tool. I guess it's being targeted towards the Swiss Army knife crowd. It's got some interesting features to it, and I figured I'd show them to you and give you some information on it if you're interested in it. I'll put the link to it in the description of this video. In full disclosure, I am not being paid for this. I bought this with my own money, and so everything I always show is something that I purchased myself. Nobody's ever given me anything to show anybody. This has at least 12 functions that I could see. It's about the same size as a Swiss Army knife, one of the smaller models though. And as a comparison, this is a Leatherman Juice S2. And if I put them side by side, you can see that the Leatherman's a little bit longer. This is a little bit wider though, in this dimension. And height-wise, the Leatherman's a little taller. So, this is more similar in size to a Swiss Army knife. Main difference though is, like, if you see how on a Leatherman, usually you'll have like rounded off edges on them so that they're comfortable in your pocket and they're not digging into your leg or anything like that through your clothing. This, on the other hand, has like 90-degree edges on it. But as an aside, this is $13.99 on Amazon currently. I just checked to see how much this would be, and apparently they're no longer being made. And I'm seeing people selling these on eBay for over $100, open boxed, which is kind of bizarre to me because I don't remember ever paying that much for one of these. So if this is $13 or $14, say $13.99, you could buy quite a few of these over buying one of these. The main difference is that this does not have pliers, but this does. But there's a lot of different similarities and a lot of very different philosophy in this tool set here. Let's go over some of them though. All the tools on here are locking as opposed to the Leatherman. The first tool we're going to pull out here is a knife blade. It's a little unusual knife blade in that this leading edge over here, you think it's a tanto, but it's actually not even remotely sharp. It's intentionally made not sharp. So this is dull, and the only sharp edge is on the bottom of the blade. So I'm not sure if that's meant to be used as a pry bar or, a very thin. I don't know if it's meant to be used as a scraper or something like that. You maybe use it to scratch a lottery ticket or something like that. But this is a sharp blade. There's a name on here, and it says Lileep, Lileep. I don't know what that is. I don't see it anywhere on the Amazon description. So I'm just calling it a 12-in-1 keychain tool. Like I said, all the tools are locking, so you have to pull back on this to unlock it. Next to the knife blade is a scissor. It's a spring-loaded scissor. It's got a torsion bar there for opening and closing the scissor blades. I had a problem last week. This is actually the second one of these that I received. Last week I purchased this same exact tool, and it came, and there was a manufacturing flaw in that you see where the torsion bar is? For some reason, it was on this side of this scissor blade, so I could not get this to go into this position. It was locked in that position no matter how I turned it. You know, I didn't want to take it apart. You know, I felt I shouldn't have to. Uh, but it was useless, this tool. So I sent it back and they sent me a new one. It's the scissor. Next to the scissor is a, let's see, well then, I'm fumbling a little bit with it because I can't get my nail into it. All right, next to the scissor is a two-dimensional Phillips head screwdriver. We know how great those work. But we'll test this out to see how this goes. It's got some cross-hatching pattern on this side. It's got a file. On this side, it has horizontal or vertical file surfaces on it. It's probably for your nail. Maybe this is for wood or metal, and this might be just for your fingernails. You gotta unlock it again. Like I said, everything has to be unlocked to close it. The next tool is a combination tool. You have a cap lifter. You got a can opener right here with a can opener blade, a wire stripper, and a small flat-headed screwdriver, and a nice nail notch on the back of the blade. And you'd have to, again, unlock it again. Next to that is a saw. It has a double cut saw blade, and I measured it, and the edge of the saw blade here is actually wider than the back of the blade, so it will clear its own channel as it's going through. As to how much you can actually cut with this, you know, that's up to your imagination, but it's only like maybe 2.5 fingers wide, so maybe you can notch wood with it or something like that. There's no edge on this either, so there's another lottery ticket scraper. And that's all the tools that are on it, except for this little bail here, which you could fold inside the tool if you didn't want it, but you could put some keychain on here or something like that. So let's test this little guy out and see how it performs. I'm curious to see how the that scissor works, since I had the problem with that torsion bar. But it seems like it works very well in this model that I got here. So I got a couple different things. I got a piece of paracord. Oh, cut very well actually, but then it bound up on the second cut. See, it's kind of caught in there. But that first one, it cut it very nicely. It's a little hard to deploy it, but let's see. Here's a piece of jute twine. See how it's caught in there? But, you know, if you kind of play with your finger with it as you're doing it, it seems like it works. Again, this is a $13.99, $13.99 tool, you know. Let's see, a cable tie. Cuts it nicely. No problem with the cable tie. Let's try rubber band. Okay, no problem cutting it. So the scissor seems to work okay. $13.99 is not bad. Now we'll try it. Oops. Now remember, you gotta, to put it away, you gotta straighten it out, then unlock it to put it away. If you accidentally try to put it away in the unfolded position, it'll become obvious to you that you can't do that. Let's try the Phillips head. No, wait. Where's the Phillips head? That's that one. Phillips head is this one. There we go. Let's try the Phillips. Okay. I got this. it's working. It's unscrewing. Let's crank down on it a little bit and take a look at that tip there. Seems okay. I got a piece of wood here. Let's take a look at this. Got a couple of screws in it. I started already in them. There's a Phillips over here as a flat. Let's try the Phillips. And you know, a good thing about this is that when it's in this position, you know, you're in a straight line, so it's like working like with a regular screwdriver. So let's take a look at this screw there, just to see. Pretty thick piece of wood. Let's see if I can get this to go all the way into the wood. It's not camming out. It did go all the way in. Try to undo it. Okay. So that's the size of the screw that was in it. This is a flathead screw. So we'll try that with, let's see. Okay, let's see. I could use, I'll try this one, even though this is quite a bit bigger. But again, this is also in the inline position. So I'll try that. Because this is such a wide tip on that screw, this isn't really going in that good because this is quite a bit smaller. But it will kind of do it, but I think that maybe actually because of the end of that saw blade, where is that? Let's see if that'll do it. I guess it will do it, but it's not an ideal because it's got that angle on it. So I guess we'll say that's a fail on the flathead, for this size flathead. I imagine on a smaller flathead would able to work a bit better. Actually, let's see something here. Let's see if this will even work with a Phillips. Another clamp here, because I have in this Phillips there's two different holes in it, so looks like it is working on that Phillips. That's pretty good. Seems like this lock is starting to jam up on me though. But because it has these takedown fasteners on the side here, you could actually customize this to whatever your needs are. Maybe you can add or remove tools from in here, or you could loosen up the mechanism or whatever you want to do with it. So what do I think about this thing? Oh wait, let me just try the knife. Let's see, I got a sealed box here. This is the type of packaging tape that you usually get on a box from Amazon. You know, and it has those fibers that are in it. And it cuts it quite easily. No problem cutting it. So despite that it doesn't have a tip on it that's sharpened in any way, it will work quite well. Let's try cutting something with this knife blade. There's a cardboard here. So that's not bad, you know. Considering this is $13.99 or $14, and something like this is now in the $100 range, you know, you could buy quite a number of these. If I was stuck on the side of the road and I had nothing else, I guess I'd be happy to have both, but I think I'd rather have this if I was stuck on the side of the road, because at least you have a plier option with that. But you can get some work done with this. There might be some other features on this that I'm not even considering yet. You know, once you take everything out of here, I'm not sure if there's any other. Let's take a look inside. I see a spring in here. That spring must be the lock mechanism. The plastic looks like it's quite substantial, actually. So it's not just a thin piece of plastic. It seems like it's nicely, nice and rugged. And look, they're all locked together, and to close it, you have to pull them to close them all together. It's kind of interesting. So, do I think it's worth it for $14, $13.99? I think it's worth it. I think it's pretty good. I think it has some QC issues, but for $13, $14, you know, I can't really complain too much about that. I mean, I think it's not a bad deal. You know, like I said, I'll put a link in the description if you're interested in getting something like this. I hope you found this video helpful, and I aims to please. If you like the video, please click the like button, subscribe. I'll try to bring more videos like this to you in a more timely fashion. There's not too many other items that I see from Shieldon other than, actually wait, there's a lot of items from Shieldon, but I don't see too many EDC items like this. I see a lot of knives. We All Juggle Knives just recently uploaded a video about a few interesting looking folders from this company. So they seem to have their hand in a lot of pots. So it could be a plus, could be a minus, but you know, I'll have to take a look. But if you want to get one of these, you can check it out and let me know what you think. Hope you enjoy the video. Have a good day. Bye-bye.